Guys, welcome back. Messing with the Archrivals for a little bit this morning. Then I got a wet sand. We're supposed to go get those games today, but we're not because of the weather is turning to crap, and they got to go on an open trailer. So that's not going to happen today. So last night I realized that my buddy sent me a picture, and he had a Tri-Zone soundboard, and I'm like, I have Tri-Zone boards, 2 of them. So I had another Tri-Zone soundboard, which was this one here. So I brought it out in the shop and I switched over these 3 ROM chips, the sound ROMs, onto this Tri-Zone board, and no change, still no speech. Okay, so I was talking to him this morning. These are the chips, the ROM chips for Tri-Zone. Just got to put those back into there. They are labeled, so it says on the chip which location they go. So this is actually the board that came out of that one, but it doesn't really matter. But anyways, I'm actually going to keep that one because it has a brand new PIA chip in it. So I put this one in, made no difference, did the exact same thing that board did. So now we've narrowed it down to it is not anything on this board. So then I was talking to him this morning. He's like, check for a 555 speech synthesizer chip on the main board. And I'm looking and I'm looking. I'm like, there isn't one. I can't find it. Well, it's on this board right here. There is a 55536 right here. Okay. So he thought maybe it was that. But the problem is what's the likelihood that it would be that when it's on this board and that board? You know what I mean? Well, there's not really much online about this board set. So I looked up and it said it could be this MC1408. But once again, this MC1408 is on both boards. What's the likelihood of both of these boards being screwed up? Probably not very likely. So on the troubleshooting section on the manual, it says that if you're missing sounds, check 6A and 10A, which are the SN74 LS273Ns. Okay, both these chips are the same. So my logic probe is broke. Still haven't gotten another one. I am going to see if I have a couple of these. I'm just going to socket these 2 and switch these 2 chips and see if anything happens. Like my buddy was explaining to me earlier is, you know, when you're on the gameplay and you make a shot and the background sound gets quieter because it wants to talk. So it's triggering that it wants to talk, but it's getting stuck somewhere. And after I changed this 6A and the 10A, I don't really know much else that I can personally do to go any farther with it. Another chip that they recommend is this Yamaha, the YM2151, which I changed yesterday, and that one made no difference. This is obviously a different board. This is a different one. Made no difference. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the house and swap out those 2. I don't have a ton of time today to spend on this, so I want to get those 2 swapped out and see if I get anywhere with it. I don't know. And then this main board's a pain in the butt to take out of this cabinet. What a dumb setup with that metal box and everything. You got this huge aluminum box here, and then you got this board here that the JAMA harness goes into, and then you got all these connectors that go to that. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I might do is just take this board off of here and kind of leave it flopping around in there and just kind of keep everything flopping around in there and try these 2 chips. So I'm gonna go see if I have a set of these chips. If I do, they're gonna be used. So, but we'll see what happens. So I'll be back after I swap those 2 if I find them. Okay, so I pulled the 2 chips out. I tested it. So this one checks out fine. Okay, this one came out of a different board, and it comes up as a 74 LS273. Pop this one out. Grab another one here. I know that this is a good one too, I think. Stick this in here. Comes up as a same thing. Move that over there. This one I slightly damaged taking it out, so I don't know if I caused the problem or if it is bad or not. And it says not found. No matter what I do, it says not found. So I did screw up one of the legs right here. I pulled it down a little bit and it cracked the plastic a little bit, but it still seems like it's attached internally. So could I have gotten lucky and it is this guy right here? And this would have been 6A. It came out of the 6A slot, not the 10A slot. So hopefully I get lucky and this is the freaking problem, but I don't know. Yeah, every time I click on it, it says not found. So either I damaged it taking it out or it is in fact bad. So I'm going to leave that in there so I know that that's bad. I'm going to get 2 sockets. I don't know that I have a 20-pin socket. I have 18. I have 24. So I'm going to have to cut down 2 24-pin sockets. My workbench is once again a mess, which is always the case. So I'm going to take these 2 24-pinners, cut them down, make sure my orientation is the right way. My little notch is going that way, which on most circuit boards, all the notches usually go the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and get those 2 sockets popped in, put those 2 chips in right here that I know are both working according to that tester, and we'll go back out there and see if we get anything. Okay, those sockets are changed. So I cut down a 24-pin to be a 20. And then I tried to cut a second one and it shattered, so I tried cutting a third one and it shattered. I was like, screw this. I should have just done this from the beginning. I just took a 6-pin and a 14-pin and just put them next to each other. You can do that. Obviously, I should have just done that from the beginning. It was easier rather than wasting sockets trying to cut them. So I'm going to take these two 7.3s and stick them in here. Maybe. I'll have to push that down off camera because I can't do it one-handed. Probably have to pop it back out. Yep. All right, I'm going to get those 2 set and then I'll go out there. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the soundboard mounted back onto this front plate just because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And it'll make it a little bit easier to hook this stuff up. You know, what's funny is, you know, this game is obviously from the late 80s versus like all the other Williams games that are earlier. You would think that like the boards would have started to get smaller. But yet they make this one the size of a football field. I did resolder the pins on the board for this connector that I'm having issues with, and I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna change this connector more than likely to I'll just put a newer one on it because these pins are probably sprung pretty open, and that's probably the reason why it's not making good contact. They're just not tight anymore. So that's that. So hopefully I can kind of just put this in there and put the other board behind it and make sure nothing's touching. I do have this bubble wrap that I was using yesterday to try to, or not to try, but just isolate the board from touching the metal. that in there. Lay this in front. Pain in the ass. Put the board upside down. This is my video. Now it's going to take me a half an hour to get this plugged in. There we go. Come on. Oh my God. Okay, so we can get that in. That's all plugged in. I gotta make sure it doesn't touch anything. Let's see if I can get this plugged in. That one's plugged in. Got this guy. Plugs in right here. Okay, nothing looks to be touching. All right. Don't know if that plug is going to work or not. Of course not. I'm missing something. Oh, didn't plug in the JAMA harness. That would probably help. There it is. You just hear that? coin it.
Put it up!
She's a working. Oops.
Put it up!
So I did not damage that chip. It was the 273. Is that what it was? It was that one that registered as bad. I'm trying to do this. Trying to play a 2-player game by myself.
Let's go! Shoot it!
Sweet. So now I'm going to put that back together, and I'm going to grab a CRT and see if I just can't wrap this thing up and be done with it. I do have other things to do today. I got to work on that car. But now that I got this figured out, it shouldn't be too hard to throw a CRT in there. I think I just got to pull the glass, and then I got to fix this joystick. It's sticking on. I got a bad wire on one of those connectors I put on. And then this should be a done project. So that's it, guys. It was an easy fix on that. So I'll be back here after I get the board and everything installed, and we'll rip this piece of crap monitor out and go from there. Okay, put a new connector on here. This is the old piece of crap one. I want to fix the controls next, and then we'll put the monitor in it, and that should be it. So I need to get this board mounted back in there, and then we'll get the controls in it. No takers yet on Rush the Rock. 580 views so far on the post, on the Facebook Marketplace since yesterday. So hopefully somebody will be a taker on it sooner than later, because I don't have a lot of room. Mount this bad boy back in here. Yeah, the guy I bought this game from was like, yeah, it just needs caps on the audio board. Then it'll work perfectly. You know how many times I've heard that? A capacitor, very rarely have I ever seen a capacitor fix much of anything in my life. Sometimes, occasionally on a monitor. But you know what I gotta do? Before I do the monitor, I gotta flip this cabinet on its back, and there's a leg leveler missing. They might both be missing, actually. carriage bolt. Those are the good ones, those small ones. Save those things all the time. Now I want to get this thing, the controls fixed on it. And then we'll deal with the piece of shit LCD conversion that somebody did. Horrible looking. I brought a G07 out here that is has screen burn in it, but it says the picture looks good. I wrote a note on it saying the picture looks good, so we'll put that in here. I don't mind giving away a screen burned monitor. Okay, that's all done. This has a battery on it, but I don't have the battery for it. It's one of those chips that go on the board. Can't think of the name of it. Oh, I always forgetting to plug in the damn jam harness. Okay, I heard the speaker click, which is a good thing. Oh! Somebody punched the dude in the eye. See, now the game's coming right up because I changed that connector. No longer having that issue with the connector. So I need to fix the player one controls. I forget which one it was too. Start a player one. So what was happening is the guy automatically runs by himself. And the joystick's not working.
Over here!
Now it's working. So yeah, something in this plug. See, it's doing it again. So it's always wanting to go that way. I have to repin the whole damn thing. Probably. I mean, it's a cool game. It's not something I'd want in my basement. Hey, I don't know. I think I'd get bored of it. So I'm gonna start with the obvious here.
Oh!
Maybe it's the ground.
Oh!
That volume's still loud. I gotta turn that down. It just makes noise again. I'm sure I can turn off the attract noise. Yep, automatically going that way. So that means my right is stuck. So I gotta look for that right wire.
Let's go! Oh!
Punch you in the mouth.
I'm open! Over here! I'm open!
Come here. I'm gonna punch you in the head.
Pass it! Over here! Oh! Up! Pass it! Shoot it! Over here! I'm open! Pass it! Over here!
What the hell's it doing? Video timeout. I kicked the computer's butt. I think. I don't know, this monitor is so freaking bad. Can't see anything. I'm gonna turn that volume down first. See if it runs by itself. Yep. Still running by itself. Okay. And I know it's the I think I might have fixed it.
Defense!
3/4. Yeah, get out of the way, dude.
I'm open! Let's go! Shoot it!
Man, I can't hit the... Seems like everything's working.
Put it up!
Still might have to mess with that connector a little bit more.
Put it up! Let's go!
I think it was that ground wire. I wasn't paying attention, and one of the two guys will run that way automatically. And I was thinking that was my guy. I'm gonna punch this guy in the head. Yeah, in the mouth. What's the other punch button do? Same thing. Yep, and he's gonna get punched in the mouth again. Get over here. Yeah.
Pass it!
I just like punching him in the head. Go over here. All right. Let's take the monitor out. This awesome. Oh wait, I gotta do the leg leveler first. I think before I do the leg leveler, I'm gonna do a couple connectors in here. Just in case I need to go in the house and grab some more. When I go in the house to grab the leg leveler that I need. If I don't need one, I need two. I'm not sure yet. The two ground wires are going to go to the frame of the monitor, and the blue is your line, the brown is your common, I think, but it doesn't matter because they don't label them on the monitor itself. Like on a house, your black is your hot, your white's your common. So basically what happens is the white, from what I understand, is the white, you know, your black, your line, the black goes to the plug, and then I think the white is your common, and it'll take excess electricity back to the fuse panel. If I'm saying that right. If I'm understanding that right. Which could possibly not. Guys will have to wait for the pickup video if we still get those games this coming week. I don't think they're going anywhere. Pretty certain they're probably full of mice right now. Okay. These two pins are for the monitor side. Put those on the seat for now. I need to grab a ring terminal for this guy. Put that on. And then we have to get the RGB, which they cut the ever-living crap out of it. Now it's like 6 inches long. I have to grab a plug for the monitor. So it's a good thing that I didn't go in and get a leg leveler yet, because I'd be right back in there getting a plug in. Let me go grab a couple things out of the back room first. I want to get the wires lengthened on these video cable here. So I need red, green, blue. They're using brown as blue. So red, green, blue, black, and white. I just grab brown wire rather than blue, just so it stays the same color. Dropping everything. Should bring everything over to the bench here. I'm just using crimp connectors. I'm not soldering this stuff. Got to get some more wire out of here. You know what? I am going to solder these. They're very thin. crimp connector is just going to not want to grab onto them. Gonna solder them and tape them. I'm not getting shrink wrap. We ain't getting that fancy, guys. You know what? I need another wire because this shielded wire is separate. I don't really know what matters. Or non-shielded, whatever you want to call it. Red, green, blue. Huh. Might end up having to change a wire or two around in the connector when I put it onto the monitor. But that's okay. Get off of there. I'm going to show you guys a really good way to connect two wires together and keep them as small as possible, the connection. So you strip this back farther, okay? Give yourself a good 3/4 of an inch of wire. All right, twist them like this. Take these two wires, cross them over, okay? Then you take one and you wrap it. And you wrap the two like this, in line with each other. Okay, then you got a nice in line with each other right there. Then when you solder it, so basically you form an X and you fold over and you fold over and you connect the two together. And then when you have heat shrink, you can slide it over and you'll have a big bulge where you've soldered. Like that, you got a really nice connection. It's not wider than the wire itself. In this case, we're using electrical tape because I'm going to tape each one individually and then all of them together. Nothing wrong with using electrical tape. You don't have to use shrink wrap if you don't want to. It's not an outside electrical connection. We're not looking for waterproof here. Would it look a little neater? Yeah, but I don't feel like running back and forth a million times, but that's what it looks like when it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of these off camera, get these ready, and then I'll have to bring a plug end out with me. So let me put these together real quick, and then we'll tilt the cabinet back on its back, and we'll see what the leg levelers look like. All right, I got this one side all spliced together and ready to go. I gotta grab a connector in the house for the monitor side. I got the monitor sitting over there. I got to put the plug end on it because the plug end for the power that's on there is not the correct one, and I did not have the other side of that plug in the basement, so I had to switch the plug out. Yeah, I know wire's excessively thick, but that's what I had out here. So what I want to do is I'm gonna take this monitor out real quick before I flip the cabinet backwards. Might as well make it as light as possible. I know the monitor only weighs like 2 pounds, but might as well get this crap out of the way. And this is actually a piece of glass. Man, I gotta take that upper bracket off. I was hoping I could get away with sneaking that out from underneath there. But no luck. This is a nice cabinet, it's in good shape. comes with a spider. That's Charlotte. The girl from Charlotte's Web. So all I'm going to do is take this out, and I'm going to take the monitor, plop it in here, bolt it in. See if I have a monitor surround, which I think I have some extras, and go from there. So I just got to get this guy out of here. Somebody did an actual decent job, but it just looks like crap. The picture looks horrible. Seven sixteenths. I have a 19-inch TV, a 4.3 computer monitor, not TV, that I'm probably going to use in that Frogger cabinet that I do, because the guy knows nothing about games, and it would just be easier for him to just have a 60-in-1 set to Frogger only, 4.3 19-inch monitor in the cabinet, and he won't have any issues with it. And if he does, you can get one of those monitors for free to 20 bucks. 60-in-1 board, 40 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever they are. Gotta get a flathead screwdriver. So this cabinet must be some sort of a universal cabinet from the 80s, because you can orientate the monitor multiple ways. You can keep it upright, you can spin it and have it vertical upright, you can lay it back on the other set of brackets horizontal, or once again spin it for vertical. So it gives you 4 different ways to spin the cabinet. It's actually pretty cool. My shoulder hurts. My shoulder's killing me. Ever tell you how much I hate flathead screws? Such a dumb invention. By 2026, shouldn't even be using these damn things anymore. Everything should be Torx bits. They don't strip as quickly as Phillips. Or square drive. That would be even better. I think Canada uses a lot of square drive, but they have a different name for it. Robertson or something like that. Screws. It's a Dell. I got a Dell. I'll use this converter board that's in here for the Frogger. This monitor I'm not going to use. It's a rectangular one, it's not a square one. The best monitor to use flat screen wise. All right. My son was bringing tools back. Well, I am unplugging all that. I gotta get that converter board out and then we can tilt the cabinet back and see what's going on with this freaking leg leveler. Oh, anyways, so the best 19-inch monitor, flat screen, if you're gonna use one and you don't wanna buy one for $200, I would never spend $200 on a flat screen. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth the money. But anyways, a 5.4 20-inch monitor is almost 100% identical size to a 19-inch arcade CRT. But they are very hard to find now. I used to get them all the time, a long time ago. But those days are long gone. Where the heck did that just fall to? There it is. Had to make sure that thing didn't fall on the circuit board somewhere. That's all I need. Another good thing is I'm going to use this power wire too. Okay, converter board is out. Leg leveler, mount the monitor. We'll do the monitor out of the cabinet first. I always like doing that when I have the option because it's way easier to adjust a monitor sitting outside the cabinet versus in the cabinet. So I have a sanding block under the one side because it's tilting around so badly. I don't remember if the monitor light worked. I don't think it does. What do we got going on down here? One leg leveler. And the other one's busted out. Perfect. Dirty. Yummy. To clean that off. So we're missing one leg leveler because the nut broke off. Little mildew shit going on there. Here, I just wipe that off real quick. Somebody comes to buy it, they're going to see the bottom of the cabinet because you're going to have to go lay down in a car or a truck or something. And since I have it upside down or laying on its back, it took me 2 seconds to do that. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, how am I going to fix this? Just going to weld the nut probably to the bracket. Be the quickest and easiest way. And then I'll just grab another leg leveler out of the basement. Let me grab the welder. Question is do I have somewhere to hook up the ground to. I'm gonna show you guys a trick here. Now, I'm gonna make a couple tack welds. I'm not gonna wear my mask, but I'm gonna close my eyes, so don't call the welding police on me. I'm doing everything okay. We'll be fine. So since I don't have anywhere to clip the ground on, we're just gonna tack it on. Gotta stand in front of the dually here because I don't want to get sparks on the paint job. Settings are all off. I don't know if I bumped them or somebody else, or my son was using it or something. Still off. Wire speed is way off. That's a little nicer. No, my ground fell off. I'll just hold it. Good enough for union. Good enough. I'm gonna go grab a leg leveler, a couple connectors for the video, and then we'll get it up on its leg. All right, it's getting a 3-inch. That's all I got in the basement. Actually, probably take the nut off of it because it's going to be too far down if I don't. Almost. Ah, forgot to lift the monitors around. Damn it. Good thing I took that nut off. My floor in here is not really very level either, so that doesn't help. Okay, that's done. I'm going to stick these pins in this connector here for the monitor. I'm going to try putting them all on the 6-pin connector first, and worst case scenario, I'll have to move over my sync wires to the 3-pin connector. And I think the braided unshielded wire is my ground, because it goes red, green, blue, ground, and then my white and black are my sync. Where did I put my crimpers? Curious to see what this game's gonna look like with a CRT. Should look a lot nicer. So my gray wire here is gonna be my ground. Right now, my girlfriend's in the house sorting 156 pins and 100 pins, because somebody might have spilled the container on the floor and made a huge mess. And I picked them all up, and now they all need to be sorted. All right. I gotta see which way this plug goes on the monitor. Okay. Should go this way. Red. Green. Brown, which is blue. Gray is my ground. And we'll just stick these two sinks in here for now. And if they're not correct, we'll move them to the other one. Okay, so that's done. We've got to get the monitor back there. I need to put those two pins in the connector on the monitor. Oh, somebody buys this game. It's a nice cabinet and stuff. I don't think they're very popular. That's the problem. Crap. Guess what I gotta do? Gotta go find an isolation transformer. They took it out of the cabinet. Can't plug the monitor in without one, especially a G07. Just when I thought I was done. get sucked back in. Need to go see if I have one from like Arcade Shop or Arcade Parts and Repair. The one that has just the 2 terminals on the bottom and 2 on the top. Because if I get any one from a lot of these older games, they used other things off of it and had a bunch more terminals, and then I got to figure all that out. I'm trying to be as easy as possible here. All right, I found this one in the basement. I think this came out of a poker machine or something. I think this will work. I'm going to solder it in there and test the voltage before I plug the monitor in. But it says here, primary, secondary. So we have primary here, 120 volts. And then we have secondary here, 120 volts, and then 100 VA. This should work. So I'm going to get it soldered in there. And we'll check it before we plug it in. So from my knowledge of an isolation transformer, what we're doing is we're taking basically an unregulated 120 volts out of the wall and going through the isolation transformer and putting out an even voltage, which is 120 volts. But it's not going to spike on you. It's not going to go 115, 128. You know what I mean? And I think that's what messes up the monitors. But I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I think that's how these work. So primary is our bottom. That is our main line coming in. Okay. We'll plug the game in and grab the multimeter and we'll see what it says. Got to go to AC volts. $120 fluctuating. 120, 122. I think that's okay. I think we're all right. Oh, we'll find out. All right. I'm not going to ground the monitor right now. I'm not worried about that. Okay. Don't know if the image is going to come up or not because I don't know. Yeah, my sync is off. It's kind of what I thought was going to happen. My colors look off too. And that's not surprising because I could have possibly, the colors might not be right. So now do I want to just change those sync wires to that other plug and see if that's the problem? Probably is. Come on. Oh, now I did it. I really pushed it in. Now I'll have to fish that back out. I gotta unplug the damn monitor. I was hoping to just reach in there gently and put them on, but no such luck. Perfect. It's worse. So maybe I had it right. maybe the maybe the braided wire is one of my sync wires. So now I'm gonna have to look up the manual and just check real quick, because I could just have the wires backwards. Okay, I had to use the 3-pin plug, and I had the white and black backwards. I just had to switch them. So now I gotta see if I can get this thing to look decent. Not tall enough. It's too wide, maybe. That's as tall as this monitor wants to go. Might be using a different monitor. Maybe not. Convergence is off. Brightness is too high. Oh, I hot glued the convergence rings together, or somebody did. I don't know that I did that. But I'm gonna loosen them. Just can't fix them up. I might have done that. You might just need a full rotation, like not a full rotation, but the whole unit might just need spun. Back it away from the neck a little bit. Colors look like shit right now. Are we missing red? No, it's there. Oh! No! See, I want to use this monitor because it has screen burn. It's not the greatest looking, so it's perfect for this game. Cheap game. Looking a little bit better. Looking a little better. Still got a convergence issue. I'm gonna have to break that glue apart on those convergence rings, it looks like. Oh, there we go. Got these two. Blue is too high. That gave him better skin color, but that's red. Got a little bit of a discoloration right there. And that's due to the convergence rings causing that issue. Can I adjust that out? Possibly. But I gotta kind of get this set somewhat. I'm gonna tighten the clamp on the convergence rings and see if I can't just spin the rings themselves now. I backed them away from the yoke a little bit too. I could always use my degaussing wand if I have to. Kind of just moving them all over the place right now to see what I come up with. These might not even be the right rings for this monitor. Who knows? You know what? There's original paint lines on this. Maybe I can line those up. Let's see what we got. That's looking a little better. They're not exactly lined up like they originally were, but it's definitely looking better. See what it looks like with the lights off. I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, it's hard to see on the camera.
Time's running out.
And I'm not going to worry about the discoloration yet until I get it in the game. Remember, this corner of the shop always screws with my monitors.
Time's running out. Oh.
So if you're wondering, what am I doing right now? What I'm doing is I am gradually increasing the red, green, and blue. And you're probably wondering, why am I doing that? I'm brightening up the monitor. I have the flyback turned down. Okay? And I'm brightening up the monitor with my red, green, blue. If your red, green, blue is all the way to the bottom, all right, it's going to be dimmer. And people tend to crank the flyback up. Well, when you crank the flyback up, it makes your image blurrier, and it washes out your colors. So turn your flyback down and then gradually take up your three colors and look at the difference. I mean, that's huge difference. My yoke is crooked. So we're going to loosen the yoke here. And we're going to take it and just rotate it a hair. But yeah, that's a good picture now. That's a really good picture now. Convergence looks good. Everything. And that's another thing is the higher you turn your flyback up, the more your convergence looks like crap too. So if I go like this, you know, you're washing everything out. You got to make sure your black's black. Now it's up real high. See how you can see the other colors in the black? You know, right here you can see like reds, greens. Green is real prominent now. So let's bring that down. You want a nice, rich color. And that to me is a great looking monitor now, except for the two spots in the bottom corner, which I will look at that once I get it in the game. But yeah, I mean, look at that monitor, guys. You saw how crappy it looked when I started. And that's just convergence rings, colors, brightness, and focus. And obviously, you know, adjusting right to left, up and down. We're too far. The L's kind of getting lost there a little bit. So I'd rather maybe go that way a hair and lose a little bit of the people on this side, because the image is a bit wide for this game. Or for this monitor, and I'm not messing with width caps and stuff like that. It's close enough. I'm going to take my wire back here and move it over one. I'm going to shift it to the center. Actually, no, I'm already all the way over to the left, aren't I? Where am I at here? Yeah, I'm already, okay. So that's over as far as that'll go with shifting those three wires. So now, you gotta shift it with this guy. Just like that. Leaving it there. Beautiful picture. Okay, now we can get that into the cabinet. Okay, I took the video cable out. I need to fix those two pins that I bent in too far. Show you how I do that real quick. See if I can just do it with my knife. So now they're loose. They want to slide out like woo, woo, woo. So what we want to do is, there's a little tiny prong in there. I need to push it back outwards. I could put new ends on it if I have to, but let's see if we can't salvage this. Okay. It kind of went out real far. Can't see it. But that one goes all the way to the left here. Went out too far. But I might be able to muscle it in there. I just don't want it to be loose and fall out. Somebody comes, picks the game up, they're driving down the road, wiggles loose, then they're gonna have no clue how to fix it. Then they're gonna call me, tell them I sold them a piece of shit game. I got another one out here. I'm just gonna repin that one. Okay, now they're not going to wiggle out on me. Gotta find some bolts for the monitor. don't fit. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna have to cut a couple notches, it looks like, possibly. Grab a tape measure, check the width on my monitor bracket. 19.5, center to center. Yep, 19.5. So I gotta cut a slot here and here for the metal to slide in. It's always something. Got it. Now the question is do I have to raise it up? Which means I might have to cut that groove more. Oh, might make it, might make it. I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit more. Crooked right now. piece of junk monitor surround that I can make work. It's missing a corner, but that should not matter. Actually, it's too small. Covers too much of the screen. All right, too bad. It's the perfect height. Maybe I'll just notch it out a little bit, because it is the perfect height. And it sits on that ledge beautifully. Then what I was thinking is I was just gonna take this cardboard piece and go over it like this. And that's gonna hide all the nastiness. Let's see if I can cut this a little wider. Worst case scenario, I screw it up. I would narrow the image on the screen, but they won't let me. Like I said, I'm not getting into changing width caps and all that crap. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that lip off the edge here. That bought me about a ½ inch, almost a quarter on each side. I'd say it's good enough. I'm not going to get super crazy with it. I probably should staple it though, and I think my stapler's in the house. Just so that the stuff doesn't shift all over the place. Looks like they originally had some sort of a bracket and a screw. Something. Might not even be from this game. Staple popped back out. Yeah, you'll see the staples a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. Not that big a deal. Getting the glass and just cleaning it. Cleaning the back side first. I'll put it in and clean the front. Oh, you don't see the upper staples. You're not even going to see any of the staples. Now once the control panel's on. It's a little thick because of that bezel. Yeah, fell down. Should be fine. All right, I'm gonna plug the monitor in. Gotta hook up my video cable and my ground wire, and then we'll power it on. All right, plug her in. Oh! The color's off. Oh no, it's not. The convergence is better. That yoke is still crooked. Oh boy. I overcorrected. Good enough. Make sure that the player 1 and player 2 works. I can't put it on free play because I don't have the battery on the board. Okay, so my guy's standing there. Yeah, I know.
Over here!
Controller's not working at all. Did I unplug it? All right, well, it went from getting stuck to not working now. This guy works. What the hell? Did I loosen the wire up? Oh, wire fell off when I stuck it down in there. All right, let me fix that real quick. Shit. I guess shoving it down there wasn't a smart idea. I broke 2 wires. These wires are so thin. I gotta grab some more connectors. All right, let me see if it works now. Okay, there's my guy.
I'm open!
Okay. This guy, everything works. These joysticks work beautiful. I kind of like the bat stick joystick on this game, to be honest with you. I think it feels a little bit better.
Put it up!
All right. I am done with this one, guys. Marquee light does work, so we are good there. Alright guys, well that's going to end the video on this game. Wasn't too bad. You know, fought me a little bit, but not horrible. Maybe I'll put a credit switch on there, just so they have a credit switch. But it is a little bit off. But be nice to dial the screen down a little bit widthwise, but I'm not going to worry about it. So thanks everybody for watching. Let me know if you like this kind of stuff. I'll probably drag out the Frogger next, which that's going to be a pain in the butt. I probably won't get to that for a week or so. But hopefully these games will sell and get out of my way, and I can move on to the next. I think I'm going to list this for $400. See what somebody offers me for it. I think that's sort of reasonable. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. Please hit the thumbs up. Have a good day.